Okay, come on into your mat in a child's pose. We're just going to take some gentle movements, some that get us up on our feet, just to warm up the hips. Take a couple deep breaths. And gently rock up onto all fours, kind of finding your center on your mat. Take a couple cat and cows. So that we're just kind of starting to warm up the spine before we move. And with your cow pose, just dropping your belly, lifting your chin up. And with your cat, curl your spine, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Nice. Just kind of taking a couple at your own pace. And then eventually coming to a downward facing dog. So sending your hips up and back, you can kind of pedal it out, move around a little bit, see where you are today. Maybe the hamstrings are a little tight, or the back. As much as you can, just kind of feeling into your body here. Then go ahead and send your right leg up to the sky, bend your knees, stack and open. So as you push down through your hands and your top leg is engaged, you want to lift your knee up towards the sky. This is going to help open up your right hip flexor. Take a big breath in and then slide your shin forward just to kind of show a modification here. If a pigeon is too much, you can keep the knee down. And this is a half pigeon pose, what we're setting up for. So if you can come into the full shape, keep the right shin as close as you can to 90 degrees. It doesn't have to be there. Straighten out your back leg and then see if you can rest on your forearms. After a couple breaths, see if you can tighten. You can let your head bow. Just a couple more breaths. See if you can relax your shoulders, your jaw. And then slowly press up onto your hands. We're going to come into a staggered. So both legs will be kind of at that 90 degree-ish. So as much as you can, get them there. Just a little pause here, keeping your spine long. Maybe trying to find the center. Nice. And then you're going to place your hands behind you, let your legs come wide, and then you're just going to kind of tick-tock your knees side to side. And just maybe the knee comes down, maybe it doesn't on one side, just a little side to side, just to kind of get the joints moving around before we switch off to the other side. How we're going to do this on the other side is we're just going to turn around and face the back of our mat. And we'll take this in reverse. So come back into that staggered first, lifting your chest, taking a couple breath pause. Nice. Taking your last breath and then making your way into your half pigeon. So again, extending the back leg long, coming onto the forearms if that works. You'll even notice here my leg is less at a 90 degree angle, and that's because this side, it just feels better on my knee, but I can still feel it opening up my hip flexor, even the back of my glute and the outside of my hip. Nice. Taking your last breath and walking your heart back up. From here, turn your back toes over, come back to that stack and open. See, I kind of had to shimmy my foot, so I got a little bit of space there. Again, sending your knee up towards the sky, squeezing the heel in towards the glute, re-extend the leg, and then step your leg through. You're going to come to like a narrow Prasarita pose. So this is like a wide fold. You can kind of sway side to side, maybe shake out your head, just kind of again taking that same mobility in the hips that you had while you were sitting down, but just now when the legs are up higher. And then rise all the way up to a stand, turn your toes out wide and come into a wide horse. So first find your horse. You can tick-tock a little side to side, but toes out wide, knees out wide. And then press both hands down onto your knees and just kind of take one shoulder, let it dip down. And then switch sides. As I'm doing this, I'm actually pressing the opposing leg out. So I'm getting a little bit of a deeper inner thigh stretch, but also hips. Nice. And then just to start to create some mobility here, you're going to come all the way up to a star pose. Then go ahead and take a warrior two to the front. So it's not so much about your form or your arms, but staying in the lunge, pull your right knee out more towards the right, and then come into your center and switch to the back. Nice. Sending your gaze, pulling the knee out. And then repeat that again. Come through the center. You can have your palms pressed as you look up, turning your toes to the front, taking your warrior two legs. Just coming back through the center and then switching all the way back. Palms press, reach up, plant your hands, come to your downward facing dog. Now this is a good one from your down dog, lifting up onto your heels, bending your knees, but pulling your knees out. It's like you're taking a little squat, and then re-straighten your legs. Do that again, bend your knees on the balls of your feet wide, and then press your heels back. Now look forward, lift your toes, come all the way to the top of the mat, and come into a goddess squat. So we've been kind of working towards this one. This is a pretty deep hip shape. Bringing your hands to your heart center, taking a pause if you can, heels down. If not, you can leave your heels up. Take a full breath in, forward fold, shake it out, nice. Just kind of letting your neck go, taking a slow and steady rise all the way up to a stand, reach up, lengthen your spine. And then hands through your heart center, mountain pose. Pausing here for a couple breaths. Excellent job.